record. That's so good. That is.
Can you do that sun salutation again? That was amazing.
Can I do it at the end?
No, yeah, whenever you feel like it, or just to show one more time before you begin this, whatever you're going to do too.
Okay, I'll show it to you now. So here's the Gita Iyengar sun salutation. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale arms straight, exhale down dog, stay on the toes, inhale up dog, exhale plank, inhale up dog, exhale down dog, 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale forward, exhale fold, inhale up, Samastatihi. It's kind of cool. It's a good option. All right, half and half. Today, opening chant, inhale. Vande Gurunam Charanara Vinde Sandarashita Swatma Sukha Vabode Nishreyase Jangali Kaimane Samsara Hala Hala Moha Shantiye Abahu Parusha Karam Shankachakrasi Darinam Sahasra Shirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim. Om. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Hands scoot back toward the feet, wide fingers. Halu Ujjayi. That feels so good. Next inhale, walk or jump. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Samastatihi. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Strong quadriceps, strong Mula Bandha. Steady drishti. On an inhale, walk or jump. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Samastatihi. One more A. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Strong Mula Bandha, strong quadriceps. Listen closely to your inhales. Next inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Samastatihi, Surya Namaskara B. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot. Inhale up, hands touch. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot. Inhale up, hands touch. Exhale, down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. I love you, Maureen. Next inhale, walk or jump. Exhale, fold. Inhale up, knees bend. Samastatihi. Inhale, knees bend. Exhale, hands forward. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot, inhale, warrior. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot, inhale, warrior. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Listening to the breath. Strong Mula Bandha. Next inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale up, knees bend. Samastatihi. Inhale, knees bend. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, press into the palms. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot. Inhale, warrior. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot, inhale, warrior. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Steady drishti. Strong body. On your own inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale up, knees bend. Samastatihi. It's an inhale, open the feet, grab the toes. Exhale, elbows bend, Padangusthasana. It's an exhale, hands under the feet, Padahastasana. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, elbows bend. Strong quadriceps, strong Mula Bandha. Drishti is the belly button. On an inhale, arms straight, turn the eye of the elbow forward. You'll get a nice wrist stretch. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, come up. Samastatihi. It's an inhale, open for triangle. Exhale, down. First two fingers, grab the big toe. Strong Mula Bandha. Open up the back side of the body with this posture. So slightly, like not even physically, just barely tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. It's an inhale up. Exhale, side two, Utthita Trikonasana. Use an inhale up, rotate, Paridvrita Trikonasana, flat hand, strong Mula Bandha. It's an exhale to look at the bottom hand. Inhale, come up. Exhale, side two. Strong Mula Bandha. It's an exhale to look at the bottom hand. Inhale, come up. Samastatihi. It's an inhale to open, extended side angle. Utthita Parsvakonasana. Whatever you want to do is perfect. Listen to the breath. Check on Mula Bandha. Equalize the base of the posture. Pretend I'm assisting you. It's a nice inhale up. Exhale, side two. It's an inhale up and over, rotated extended side angle, Parivrita Parsvakonasana. Strong Mula Bandha. It's an inhale up and over. Side two. It's an inhale up. Samastatihi. Hands are on the hips. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Hands are on the floor. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, tuck under. Drishti is the belly button. You could do the head to the floor, drishti just kind of up the wall behind you, or you can do chin against the chest, drishti to the belly button. On an inhale, arms get straight. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale to come up. Exhale, look forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold over. Strong Mula Bandha. It's an inhale up. Exhale, look forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, interlace. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. It's an inhale up. Hands move to the hips. Exhale, look forward. Hands stay on the hips, inhaling. Exhale, first two fingers take the big toes. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, elbows bend. Next inhale, arms straight. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, come up, pull your heels toward each other on that lift. Exhale, Samastatihi. Nice leg stretch. It's an inhale, open. Exhale, forehead towards your right leg. Feet set up like triangle. Parsvakonasana. It's an inhale up. Exhale, second side. It's an inhale up and open. Samastati. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, through jump. Dandasana. My toes are way too cold to try to jump through. Chest is high, chin is low. It's an exhale. First two fingers take the big toes. Inhale, arch. Exhale, fold. Paschimottanasana A. On an exhale, we're going to do 3 of these. Switch your hand hold. Inhale, arch. Exhale, fold. Any hand hold you like. Paschimottanasana B. Strong Mula Bandha, strong Ujjayi Pranayama. Next exhale, switch your hand hold. Inhale, arch. Exhale, fold. Paschimottanasana C. On your own inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Purvottanasana. Hips are high, tabletop is great. Feet together, knees straight or feet apart, knees bent. It's an exhale all the way back to plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, through jump. Seated half-bound lotus. Right foot is first. Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. So I kind of pulled the right side of my lower back. It isn't really my back. It's more like my hip almost, or my sacrum. So I'm really, really focusing on Mula Bandha in every single posture. And I'm getting Mula Bandha so strong that my belly feels hollow, like I'm really getting a lot more Uddiyana Bandha too. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Trade sides or take a vinyasa. Seated half bound lotus, side two, left foot. Nice breath. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. About this point in the practice, I usually know for sure what aspect of the whole practice is kind of taking first place in my attention. And today it's Mula Bandha. Sometimes it's the vinyasa. Sometimes it's listening to my breath. Sometimes it's the drishti. But usually one aspect of my practice will get most of my attention. And then I kind of stay with that focus. Trianga Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, left foot under the right knee. Left knee folds. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, right foot under the left knee. Through jump, left foot is extended, right foot in against the left thigh, Janu Sirsasana A. Maureen, I had my blue shirt on this morning. It's an exhale when you fold down, check on Mula Bandha, listen to the breath. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Janu Sirsasana A, side two, left foot in against the right thigh. Strong Mula Bandha. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Third jump. Sit down onto the right heel. Chandrashasana B. The foot that you're sitting on can be pointed or flexed, and it's in that first exhale to lower down over that left leg. Nice, Kirsten. Nice, my doozy pot goddess, fairy godmother. You know what's really interesting is, obviously what's interesting is that whenever my knee is bothering me, I have to stay up. And when I'm up, I talk. Sorry about that. I'm sure you've noticed the pattern by now. Go ahead, take your vinyasa, second side. You know what's really fun? I open my freezer, I take a bite of my Doozy Pot's hemp ice cream, and I think of Kirsten, and in front of me is a painting that Ruben made, and beside me are paintings that Sarah made, and then I put syrup in my hot chocolate from Maureen. It's like, I think of us all day long. Like we've all come into my house now. Rachel, I made some body butter that's pretty cool. It doesn't have all the cool stuff that yours had, that Savvy gave me, but it has a lot.
Can't even believe you remembered that, Kathy. I didn't make that. My beautiful friend Katrina made it.
Well, but in my world, you made it. It's an inhale arch. Of course I remember it. It was amazing. Exhale, release. Janushrasana C. Ball of the right foot on the floor. Strong Mula Bandha. When Nava was moving out of town, she dropped off, she was like, I have some things in my car I'm giving away. And I was like, oh, what do you have? And she had this like tray that you would probably serve Coca-Cola on or something, probably whatever's on it. Anyway, it's really bright and it looks like Mexico. And that's in my living room on my altar. Every single bookshelf is an altar. So anything that anyone ever gives me ends up there, at least for a while. It's an inhale, arch. Janushrasana C, left foot, ball of the foot on the floor, heel in against the femur. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Marichyasana A, right foot. Make sure you get all 5 of your breaths in, strong Mula Bandha. Then inhale, arch, open that shoulder against the shin. Exhale, release. Marichasana A, second side. Left knee up. On an inhale, arch, open the shoulder up against the shin. Exhale, release. Marichasana A again, or Marichasana B. B, the left foot is folded or in half lotus. A, the left leg is out straight. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Right foot half lotus or right foot folded. Left knee is up. Same forward bind. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Marichasana B, Marichasana C, Marichasana D. I definitely have to remind myself about how hollow I want my belly, how much I want Mula Bandha on, which today is like, I want it on a lot. Nice, Marga. Beautiful. It's an inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Left knee up, right foot extended. Strong, strong Mula Bandha. I love that the front foot is so attentive. Nice. It's an inhale, look forward. Left foot half lotus, or left foot tucked, or left foot straight. Marichasana D, or Marichasana C again. In all of these postures, choice number 1 is whatever you want to do. Nice, Gina. Choice number 2 is Mula Bandha's on. See what you can do. Choice number 3, I don't even know choice number 3. It's an inhale, look forward. Exhale out. Right foot half lotus or right foot tucked. It's an inhale, look forward. Exhale out. Pashasana. Jump forward. Feet are together, heels are on the floor. Twist either direction, doesn't matter. Hands bind together. If that's a little bit too crazy, you can put something under your feet. That helps. Or you can spread your feet open a little bit and grab around just one leg. Nice, Maureen. Nice, Marga. Nice, Kirsten. It's an inhale, look forward. Exhale, second side. If it's really easy, the wrapping arm grabs the other wrist. The arm that's over the top of the posture, that palm is open. It's an inhale, look forward. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left knee folds like Trianga through jump. The right foot doesn't even need to touch the floor. Kranchasana A. You can hold on to the foot any way you like. Chest is high, drishti is to the big toe. Kranchasana B, tuck in, head to the leg. It's an inhale, arch back into the A position. Exhale, right foot under the left knee. Plank, up dog, down dog, side two, right knee folds. Left leg jumps through. Grab it up. Any hand position is great. Then exhale, tuck in, Kranchasana B, head to the leg. Then inhale, arch, exhale, out. Plank, up dog, down dog. Lie down onto the belly, Shalabhasana A. Head is up, feet are up. Mula Bandha is on a lot. Drag the hands forward, flip over the fingertips, press back. Old school, elbows are straight. It's an inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lie down onto the belly again. Grab up either both feet or one foot and tuck it in next to the hip. Frog posture, Bekasana. It's an inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lie down onto your belly, full bow. Try to grab the shins rather than the feet. If you want to check on that, flex your feet, and if you can flex them easily, then your hands are low enough. It's an inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lie down onto the belly. Same hand grab, lift up a little bit, roll to the right shoulder, and then open that circle up, open bow up using the floor to assist yourself. Gravity takes the top knee down toward the bottom one. Mula Bandha all the time. Up and over, side two. Up for 5 more. And when you're ready, Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Come over onto your shins. Knees are spread apart enough that the tailbone can tuck through. Camel, Ustrasana. Come on up, take a vinyasa. Choice 1, do whatever you want. Choice 2, Ustrasana. Choice 3, Laghu Vajrasana. I get in from the top. You're welcome to like lay down in between your feet and scooch up from the bottom. It's an inhale up. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Kapotasana A and B. You can use a little circle if you have a circle. And then straight arms for the second position. Up and out. Through jump, Supta Vajrasana. Vajra means thunderbolt. Have you ever seen, I know you've seen this, the Tibetan symbol or the Tibetan tool, and it has like two little cages on either end and a bar in between and then two little points? That represents the Vajra, the thunderbolt. So if you have a person to sit on your knees or to help you out, just stay in child's pose. Don't even do this one. I love you guys so much. Anyway, reclining thunderbolt. I'll turn it off in a minute. Five breaths down, 5 up and down, 5 more down. My son texted, I'm going to text him. All right. Vinyasa, crane or crow, whatever you like. You could do a forward bend. The reason that crane and crow are in here is actually because they are the forward bend. And traditionally it's crane. Straight arms, feet pointing up, total happiness. It's an exhale to plank. Up dog, down dog. And the second crane, you can jump in if you think that's a good idea, jump in. Mula Bandha all the time. Uddiyana Bandha, which is really just a super strong Mula Bandha. Uddiyana Bandha will be on in this. I don't see any way of doing crane without Uddiyana Bandha. Take your time, take as many jumps in as you want. Through jump, it's the first twist of intermediate series. So the left foot folds next to you, just like Trianga, and the right foot can come in against the thigh, or it comes up over that left thigh for half lotus. Bharadvajasana. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. And then your right hand spins around back. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm trying to grab that right foot without pissing off my right knee.
Mhm.
My right knee is like, I would never be mad at you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to keep it that way today. Strong Mula Bandha. It's an inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Trade sides. So yummy. It's an inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Vinyasa. Through jump, the second twist of second series or intermediate series. The left foot crosses under and the heel is pointing up toward the ceiling right next to the right hip. And then the right foot comes across the front and hangs off. You got it, Marga. Nice, nice, Nava. Hangs off like a little flag. It's an inhale, look forward. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Vinyasa or trade sides. The right foot ends up next to the left hip. Take your time. It's an inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Take a vinyasa. Through jump, left foot is extended. Right foot, Ekapada Shirsasana. Right foot, head. Well, foot to the head to the foot. So I don't find two things. I don't find this posture very easy for my ancestors. And the second thing is today, I'm really just gonna try to keep fixing that little area of my hip sacrum thing by keeping on a really strong Mula Bandha. And sometimes if I have Mula Bandha on stronger than usual, I won't get as deep into my postures, which seems totally fine. Anyway, you can touch your foot to your head or towards your head or behind your head. And then it's an exhale, the foot comes down onto the leg. And inhale, lift if you want to. And take a vinyasa, step back or trade sides. Left foot, Ekapada Shirsasana. Nice, nice, nice. Margo, when I do this with that leg grab like you have, sometimes I rock. You know, sometimes I rock and then sometimes I circle and sometimes I see if I can lift that foot up just like an inch or two. So all of those, I just don't want you to feel like, I'm sure you don't feel this way because we know each other so well, but I don't want you to feel like you have to be rigid with it. And talking to you got me out of like 3.5 breaths of that side, so bless your heart. It's an exhale to fold forward, nice Nava. And inhale, lift up. Beautiful. Vinyasa. Dvipada Shirsasana. Traditionally, you're going to jump both legs up around your shoulders, cross your feet behind your head, sit down and put your hands in prayer position. So it's a butt balancing 2 foot behind the head posture. If that seems crazy, like I like to hang out just pretending, but if it seems crazy and you want to work on it, skip ahead and go into Yogi Nidrasana, 2 feet behind the head, laying down on your back. Because when it gets to Dvipada, if you start working on Yogi Nidrasana, you have like 17 breaths to work it out or work it in. Nice. Vinyasa. And then Yogi Nidrasana, sleeping yogi, 2 feet behind the head, Lying on the back, beautiful. Beautiful. Strong Mula Bandha. That's not, I don't even know if that's possible. Strong. Nice, Maureen. Nice, Kirsten. Nice, Marga. Nice, Gina. Nice, Maria. Maya, hello. I saw your painting and I was like, I should know that painting. It's good to see you. Optional chakrasana, vinyasa. Let's go on into whatever you want to do. So my 3 recommendations right now: if you love Firefly, do some of it or all of it. If you want to work on forearm stand, skip ahead to that. And if you want to work on gait, include that in this 10 minutes or 6 or 7 minutes of whatever. So either Titibhasana or Pinchamayurasana, Karandavasana, Vrikshasana, and gait, Parigrasana. And what else? Oh, and then back bends as you want them. And then we'll kind of rally up when we go into shoulder stand. So I'm thinking 6 minutes, 7 minutes of whatever. And also, if you want to just keep going through the series and you finish your practice around, 11 instead of whenever we do, totally cool. Ever since I moved David Williams' poster home, I'm really happy that they convinced me the day I got it framed to use plexiglass and not glass. Because someday I'm going into it. Hopefully not today. Nice, nice back bends. You guys, if you're finished, feel free to unmute if you want to talk about anything. And by finished, I just mean whatever you're currently working on. So this is silly, but I've been faking my drop backs and I've been opening my arms up. And I took a photograph and I posted it on the Instagram story. And a bunch of people, not a bunch, but like 3 or 4 people sent either flames or hearts. And I thought, oh no, these people think that I'm actually in the process of dropping back. Really, that was a photo of as far as I can go. Kali Yuga, misunderstanding, miscommunication. Everything is funny. They should put that in the description of Kali Yuga. Everything can either be viewed as fucked up or funny. Obviously, not everything.
Love you.
I love you, Nava. I hope you have a beautiful day, a beautiful weekend. Namaste.
Namaste.
After the back bends, a nice forward bend, and then shoulder stand sequence. You guys all know it. You're already all over it. Hi, Naya. Hi, Rocky. Rocky, I don't know if you have always spelled your name that way, but I meant to tell you before, I really love it. The double R, it's like a blueberry muffin. That's how much I love it. Also, I found, did I tell you guys, you know how I love you? Bye, thanks for coming. You know how I told you guys that I really would love to give us all hot blueberry muffins after our practice is over? Well, I found the best blueberry muffins. So when I have enough, you know, enough connections that I can get warm blueberry muffins to Michigan, I know where to get the blueberry muffins now. We're one step closer. It's the Burlington Bagel Factory, and they're amazing. They're so yummy. So while you finish off your closing sequence, I'm going to read out loud. Let's see. Bill, I'm going to find that one. So this This book is by Swami Rama. It's called Living with the Himalayan Masters, and it's his autobiography. And it's hardcover, used. I got it off of Amazon, sorry. And it gets off to a kind of slow start, but once it gets into the short chapters, every single chapter is completely delicious. So this is called A Mantra for Happiness. Mantra is a syllable, a sound, a word, or a set of words found in the deep state of meditation by the great sages. It is not a language in which human beings speak. Those sounds which are received from the superconscious state lead the seeker higher and higher until they reach the perfect silence. The more awareness is increased, the more mantra reveals new meaning. It makes one aware of a higher dimension of consciousness. Exploiting the noble tradition by selling mantras in the marketplace is absurd. Mantra is exactly like a human being, having many sheaths, gross, subtle, more subtle, the subtlest. I used to collect mantras like people collect material objects, hoping that some new mantra I was about to receive would be better than the one I already had. Sometimes I would compare myself to others and think, my mantra is better than his mantra. I was very immature. I call it crazy spirituality. There was a Swami who lived quite quietly deep in the Himalayas between Uttarkashi and Harsil. I went to see him, and when I arrived, he asked, "What is the purpose of your coming?" I told him, "I want to receive a mantra." "You will have to wait," he replied. When Westerners go to someone for a mantra, they are prepared to spend a lot of money, but they don't want to wait. So I tried the same thing. "Swamiji, I am in a hurry." "Then come next year," he said. "If I stay now, how many days will I have to wait?" I asked. "You will have to wait as long as I want you to wait," he replied. So I waited patiently, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Still, the Swami wouldn't give me a mantra. On the 4th day, he said, "I want to give you a mantra, but promise that you will remember it all the time." I promised. He said, "Let us go to the Ganges." Countless sages have done spiritual practices on the banks of the sacred Ganges and have been initiated there. I stood by the river and I said, "I promise I will not forget this mantra." I repeated this promise several times, but still he delayed. At last he said, "No matter where you live, live cheerfully. This is the mantra. Be cheerful at all times, even if you are behind bars. Anywhere you live, even if you go to a hellish place, create heaven there. Remember, my boy, cheerfulness is of your own making. It only requires human effort. You have to create cheerfulness for yourself. Remember this mantra of mine." I was both very happy and very sad because I had expected him to give me some unusual sound to repeat. But he was more practical. I applied this mantra in my life and find it successful everywhere. His spiritual prescription seems to be the best of physicians, a real key to healing oneself. And now I'm gonna jump ahead to where I am in this book and read a chapter that I haven't read before. I once met a Swami who could produce fire from his mouth. The flame would shoot out several feet. I tested him to see if the phenomenon was authentic. I asked him to wash out his mouth to be sure he was not secreting something like phosphorus in it. I also had my friends examine him. He seemed genuine, so I concluded
This man must definitely be more advanced than my master. The Swami said to me, "You are wasting your time and energy staying with your master. Follow me and I will give you some real wisdom. I will show you how to produce fire." I was so swayed by him that I decided to leave my master. I went to my master and said, "I have found someone more advanced than you, and I have decided to become his disciple." He said, "I am delighted. Go ahead. I want you to be happy. What does he do?" I replied, "He produces fire from his mouth. He is a very powerful Swami." My master requested, "Oh, please take me to him." The next morning we went. The Swami was staying 23 miles away in the mountains, and it took us 2 days to get there. When we arrived, the Swami bowed before my master. I was surprised, and I asked my master, "Do you know him?" He replied, "Of course. He left our monastery some time ago. Now I know where he has been hiding." My master asked him, "What have you been doing here?" And he said, "Sir, I have learned to produce fire from my mouth." When my master saw the flame come from his mouth, he laughed gently. He instructed me, "Ask him how many years it has taken him to learn this." The Swami was proud of his accomplishment. He bragged, "I have practiced 20 years to master this." Then my master said to me, "A match will produce fire in a second. If you wish to spend 20 years to produce fire from your mouth, you are a fool. My child, this is not wisdom. If you really want to meet masters, I'll give you directions to where they are staying. Go and have the experiences." Later, I realized that all such cities are mere signs on the path. These powers have nothing to do with spirituality. I later found out, after experiencing and examining, that these psychic powers have little value. To the contrary, they can create serious obstacles on the path. Sometimes psychic powers develop, and you start telling the fortunes of others. You start knowing things. These are all distractions. Do not allow them to obstruct your path. Too many people, including Swamis, have wasted time and energy on such distractions. Anyone who wants to develop cities can do so and can demonstrate certain supernatural feats, but enlightenment is an entirely different matter. I'm going to read one more. Selflessness is one of the prominent signs of a spiritual man. Here, I'm going to start that sentence over. Selflessness is one of the prominent signs of a spiritual person. If this quality is missing in the character of one who is supposed to be spiritual, they are not really a spiritual person. There was a well-known master, Neem Karoli Baba, who befriended me when I was still quite young. He lived in Nainital, one of the hill resorts of the Himalayas. He was a man who lived half here, half there. When someone came to him, he would say, "Okay, now I have seen you. You have seen me. Ja, 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 ja," which means go, 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 go. That was his habit. Once we were sitting and talking when one of the richest men in India came to see him with quite a big bundle of Indian currency. The man said, "Sir, I have brought this for you." Baba spread the notes out and sat on them. He said, "They are not very comfortable as a cushion, and I don't have a fireplace, so I cannot burn them for heat. They are of no use to me. What shall I do with them?" The man said, "Sir, it's money." Baba returned the money and asked him to get him some fruit with it. The rich man said, "Sir, there is no market here." "Then how can you say it is money?" asked Baba. "If it doesn't buy fruit, it isn't money for me." Then Baba asked him, "What do you want from me?" The man said, "I have a headache." Baba replied, "That you have created for yourself. What can I do for you?" He protested, "Sir, I have come for your help." Baba relented. "All right, henceforth, there will be no headache, but from now on, you'll be a headache to other people. So you will be so miserably rich that you will be a headache to the whole of your community." and he is indeed a headache to the whole of his community, even today. It is true that some amount of money is one of the necessary means of making oneself comfortable in the world, but it is also true that having more than necessary can be a source of misery. Hoarding money is a sin, for we are depriving others and creating disparity in society. Neem Karoli Baba loved Lord Rama, an incarnation of God, and was always muttering a mantra which no one understood. The sage was adored by many people in northern India. People did not give him a rest. They traveled with him from one mountain and village to another. He was very mysterious in his ways. I had many more delightful and funny experiences with Neem Karoli Baba, which you wouldn't believe, but a few Americans who have met him will understand what I am talking about. If someone came to see him, he would say, "You were talking against me with such and such a person under such and such a tree." He would give the exact date and time of the day. Then he would say, "Now you have seen me, go, go, go." Then he would cover himself with a blanket. One day a pharmacist was delivering some powder from Talital to Malital. He was a devotee of Neem Karoli Baba, so he stopped to see him on the way. I was also there. Baba said, "I'm hungry. What is that you are carrying?" The pharmacist said, "This is arsenic. Wait, I will bring you some food." But Baba snatched the powder from him and ate a handful, and then he asked for a glass of water. The pharmacist thought he would die from the poison, but the next day he was quite normal. He was not aware of the external. If you asked him, "Have you eaten your food?" he would answer no or yes, but it would have no meaning. If your mind is somewhere else, you can eat many times a day and still remain famished. I saw this with him. 5 minutes after eating, he would say, "I am hungry," because he didn't even know that he had already eaten. I would say, "You have taken your food," and he would answer, "All right, then I am not hungry." If I wouldn't tell him, "You have now eaten," he would not stop. One day I thought, let me see how many times he can eat. That day he took 40 meals at various houses. He was eating the whole day. We wanted to know about his powers, and he knew what we wanted. So when anyone brought food before him, he ate it. They would ask, "Will you eat?" And he would say, "Okay." And he went on eating all day. Finally, I came and I said, "You have eaten enough." And he said, "Oh, have I?" I said, "Yes." In such a high state, one becomes like a child. He is not fully aware of mundane things, but he is constantly aware of the truth. Here's a picture of Neem Karoli Baba. So there's a story about Neem Karoli Baba that he had an audience of quite a few people, most of them Westerners, and most of them also hippies, and of course, luckily. And they had all been, smoking pot and doing acid. And there had just been a lot of acid that had come into the community. And he said something like, "What is that?" And someone showed him a whole sheet of acid, and they talked about it, and he took all of the acid, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh." People were taking one hit of acid or a half a hit, and he took the whole sheet. He took like 30 hits, and everyone was just kind of waiting for him to, lose his shit, and nothing about him changed. Like he just neutralized it, just like the arsenic. He took it and he just neutralized it, and it didn't have any effect on him. I hadn't heard the arsenic story before. I had only heard the acid story before. Anyway, Neem Karoli Baba is pretty cool. I have a picture of him on a book, so I have the book up on my altar. So his picture is up there. Anyway. Does anyone want to, hi Sarah. Does anyone want to say anything or share anything? Hi Weasel. Hi Lewis.
They think
Question?
they're on TV. I'm sure of it.
Say it again.
They think they're on TV. Liz.
They're like, let us do your makeup. Lick, lick, lick. Questions, comments, answers? There was a chapter at the beginning of this book where he was saying, actually, I love reading all of the fanciful books because we get very used to how we are and how we think and how we live. And we often, I don't want to say that, it's too negative. We get used to how we live. I'll just leave it at that. So anyway, there's a chapter at the beginning where he's talking about how much he really appreciates his teacher, and he decides to call him his master because he's like, I couldn't find a word that worked. I couldn't find a word that was respectful enough or that showed enough love. So he's like, I guess I'll just call him my master. So in the book, when he's saying my master, it isn't that his teacher was like, call me master. It's that he decided to do that.
Kathy, I have a question.
Great.
I went to make coffee, so I might have missed this, but in the first, I don't know if you read one story or two, but in the part of the story where the guy was waiting for the teacher to give him a mantra, and he was like, I'm impatient, and then his mantra tells him, be cheerful, like no matter what, wherever you are, create cheerfulness.
Yeah.
Which sounds great. But then I was like, with that, I just feel like, would that just feel too prescriptive and too inauthentic? Like, I know the lesson there is not to repress your authentic emotions, but that's kind of what it feels like. Like if you're pissed, be cheerful. Or, if you're, I don't know, irritable, be cheerful or something like that. And I know that's not what it means, but
Right. Yeah.
Almost like when somebody tells you to relax and it has the opposite effect. At least it does for me. When someone says relax, I get more tense.
When
Like,
someone says anything as a direct order, sometimes it's helpful because we're in the flow together. And other times I'm like, don't tell me what to do. Why are you telling me what to do? I tell me what to do. You don't tell me what to do. And I'm like, oh, when did this argument start happening? When I was 6 months old?
Yeah. So how do you frame a mantra like that so that it's not an order. It's, I guess, a suggestion, but how do you frame it in a way that it doesn't feel so prescriptive?
He even said it was a prescription.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I missed that part.
Yeah.
Oh no. Maybe that was translated from the Sanskrit and it doesn't mean prescription.
Yeah. I marked the page, so let me just read that to you one more time. At last he said, no matter where you live cheerfully. This is the mantra. Be cheerful at all times, even if you are behind bars. Anywhere you live, even if you go to a hellish place, create heaven there. Remember, my boy, cheerfulness is of your own making. It only requires human effort. If you have to create cheerfulness you have to create cheerfulness for yourself. Remember this mantra of mine. And then his commentary is, I was both very happy and very sad because I had expected him to give me some unusual sound to repeat, but he was more practical. I apply this mantra in my life and find it successful everywhere. His spiritual prescription seems to be the best of physicians, a real key for healing oneself. So he even called it a prescription.
I mean, maybe it's just about, that you have the power to choose your emotional experience. And maybe that's really the message in there, that even if you're being bars or during COVID or whatever it is, that you have the power to frame it.
And he said it only takes human effort. which
Yeah.
makes it sound like it does, like you do have to keep balancing and adjusting.
Yeah.
You know, it isn't like you're cheerful, now you're cheerful every second forever. I was thinking that this cheerfulness was actually a sort of contentment.
Mm.
And the contentment is part of the niyamas, something that you do to take care of yourself.
Right.
So when I read it, I thought, oh yeah, cheerfulness, that's good. But cheerfulness can be like very quiet. Actually, there's another chapter in here that was really, it was short, and it was, here it is. I'm going to read this. One day when I was 16 years old, I was standing outside of our cave in the Himalayas and saw several people approaching. When they came closer, I recognized them to be the ruling prince of India with his secretary and guards. He came up to me and arrogantly said, "Brahmachari, I have come to see your master." In the very same tone, I said, "You cannot see him." His secretary asked, "Do you know who he is?" I replied, "I don't care. I am the protector of this cave. Go away." So they departed. They returned several times, but to no avail, because I seldom allowed anyone to see my master. I wanted to shield him from their disturbance, and we had no inclination to see arrogant people. Sometimes I would say to my master, "These rich people come from far and wide, and you don't want to see them. Is this good?" He would smile and answer, "I am happy with my friend within me. Why do I need to see people? They are not genuine seekers. They want something worldly. One wants to have a child, another to have a higher position. They don't want spiritual food. Why do you ask me to see them?" Finally, the ruler prince recognized that I didn't care about his status, so he changed his attitude. When he came again, he politely asked, "Sir, may I see your master?" I took him inside the cave, where my master was sitting quietly. The prince wanted to be polite and to show his manners and Western breeding. He said, "Sir, you seem to be lonesome." My master said, "Yes, because you have come. You came. I was enjoying the company of my friend within. Now that you have come, I am lonesome." I thought that was hilarious. Can you imagine just saying that to people who show up who are like, "Hey, hi, I'm here to visit." And you're like, "You're a pain in the ass." That's so funny. It is true that the highest of all companionship is the companionship of the real self. Those who learn to enjoy the real self within are never lonely. Who makes us lonely? Those who claim to know and love us, or those whom we love? They create loneliness and make us dependent. We forget the eternal friend within. When we learn to know our real self, we do not depend on externals. Dependence on external relationships is ignorance that needs to be dispelled. Relationships and life are synonymous and inseparable. Those who know the friend within love all and are not dependent. They are never lonely. Loneliness is a disease. Being alone happily means enjoying the constant company, the constant awareness of the reality. After learning this lesson, the ruler returned to his palace and pondered the teachings. He then started practicing meditation. He soon realized that it was possible for everyone to be free from the self-created misery of loneliness and to enjoy life.
Hmm.
I loved that story.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Because someone was like nudging him. The prince shows up and is like, "Oh, you look lonely." Like when people come to me and they want to tell me like, "Oh, let's see, I'm going to think of something real. Oh, I'm sorry that your windows are so old. You need new windows." I don't need new windows. I'm fine. My windows are fine. They're not broken.
Yeah, it's like it's their need. They're expressing as your need. It's a projection of, I mean, that's,
Yeah, it's like looking for something that's wrong so that they can possibly help. And it's like, they're not, for one, nobody's really going to buy me a whole house full of new windows. But it's okay. Anyway, I just think that's that might not have been the best example, but I do think it's funny. And then sometimes someone will say something to me, like, oh, you seem sad. And I'll be like, oh, am I? Am I sad and I'm not realizing it? I mean, I love everybody, but I got two cool texts in the last couple days. One was, you guys know Teresa. She recently moved to Hawaii. She used to come to the studio all the time. And she randomly texted me and said, Kathy, you've always been one of my biggest cheerleaders.
oh.
And I texted back, this is the funny part, I texted back, yay, with confetti. And there were pom-poms on there. But it's like, I'm so happy that you think I'm a cheerleader instead of what do you call it when you criticize people? Oh, constructive criticism. What is that? Those words they don't go together. Like someone squished those words into a sentence and then it like caught on as a concept. And it's like, if you practice giving constructive criticism, you are practicing being critical. And if you practice being critical, that can easily grow into being really dissatisfied with like anything. Okay, and then the other cool text I got, I actually wasn't going to talk about this because when I first got it last night, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot I did that. But I didn't remember, so I'm really not trying to brag or anything, but I got this text and it said, remember when you got me dental insurance and I fixed all of my teeth? Thank you. And I was like, oh, I forgot about that. So this guy used to work at Yoga Vermont. He taught Mysore in the morning. Like, I don't even know really how many days a week he taught. I don't really remember. And his teeth really needed help. And so we decided that the easiest thing to do was sign up as a company and get group dental insurance. And Yoga Vermont paid for it and he got all of his teeth fixed. And then last spring he graduated with a doctorate from, some college. There, I couldn't adjust the light. What?
Dentistry?
No.
Sorry, I couldn't.
No, that's funny. It was in Boston and it has to do with like religious studies and psychology. And he works with people in recovery. What's it called? They're finding that community and connections are what really help, and psychedelics are what really help people in recovery. Anyway, whatever that's called. He got a doctorate, which is cool. I mean,
May I?
Yeah.
I don't remember her name, but it was as someone who was also going to study in Hawaii, and she was going to go study Indigenous rights and defending like legal rights of Indigenous, Native, like Hawaiian type.
Was that pretty recently?
No, that was quite a while ago, but
more than 2 years ago.
That good work. And then there's all this stuff going on right now about. Well, I'm not going to try and take over politics.
She muted herself. Look, she was still talking and she muted herself. Rachel, what were you going to say? I love how you think. Talk to me. You're so cute.
No, they're talking about restoration for African American,
A reparation, you mean?
Reparation, thank you. Yes. And all of this seemed fairly connected. And so that was all.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know about all that because I don't like to talk to anyone. You guys, in July, do you remember that every single book I opened said don't talk? So you haven't noticed because when we're on Zoom, not only do I lead yoga, but I also tell stories. Outside of Zoom, I am not talking very much. I have a couple of people that I talk to a little bit. I send a few funny texts, but like I have really cut back on how much I'm talking. I thought I'd tell you that with my voice since you wouldn't know. Oh well. So I don't know. I mean, I do know about it. I don't have an opinion on any of that because I'm not involved in it. So I don't need to have an opinion. But what I did think was interesting is someone gave me a really simple little map. And I think it was Sarah that gave this to me. She's not here anymore. She logged off. That if you think a lot about the past, that can be a marker.
I'm still here.
Oh, hi. Hi. I don't know if you told me this. I kind of think you did. If you think about the past a lot, it can kind of be a marker for depression. And if you think about the future a lot, it can kind of make a marker for anxiety. So I'm going to be like not practicing anxiety and not practicing depression as much as possible. Yeah, go ahead, Gina.
Well, I think somebody else was going to say something, which would be good because I've spoken a lot. Was there somebody else? All right. Well, I was thinking, I'm going back to that whole be cheerful thing. Sorry, but it's really on my mind.
Yeah.
And I thought it's kind of funny that he wanted like an unusual sound, like he was hoping for. And I thought, well, be cheerful are just sounds. It's just that we've put meaning to them. But I don't know if anybody else has done this, but sometimes I get caught up in the sounds of words and I'm like, those are weird sounds. It's funny how you just combine those and they actually mean something to you. They're just honestly like random phonemes, but we've put them together in this particular language.
And then we've agreed on what it means.
Yeah. You could even mix them up. You could be like cheerbeful, like that could be a mantra, cheerbeful. Done.
That's a good one. I love that. I love that.
I have something to say about that.
Yay.
Yeah, I like to write poetry and essays and things. And sometimes I'll come across a word, for like example, like right now, the word Play-Doh. The word Play-Doh. It's like just hearing the word Play-Doh. It's like, whoa, that is just an awesome word. It's like just like feeling the vibration of the word, and it's like
that's
whoa.
a great mantra, Play-Doh.
Play-Doh. I could just say it over and over again, Play-Doh. And
yeah.
What is
and
it?
like I'll get a crush on an asana.
Yeah.
Like you get a crush on a word. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I really love the mantra Parama Rishibu Namaha.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially in a group, all at once it goes shh, shh. Because it's in the mantra, Parama Rishibu Namaha, Parama Rishibu Namaha. And that little shh just thrills me.
Yeah. So funny how these things like they connect with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
I was thinking about the cheerfulness thing, and it was reminding me of Viktor Frankl's like Man's Search for Meaning, and he called it logotherapy, but just in recognizing your choices. And like I think like when you hear someone say like be cheerful, like it gives you choice. Like you can hear it as a directive, but you can also hear it as like, oh, I don't have to be sad in this moment, or I don't have to be irritated. I have a choice over how I want to feel.
And what was that called?
Yeah, so Viktor Frankl's book, Man's Search for Meaning.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've ever read that.
He was a Holocaust survivor. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't read that.
I've heard.
And he called it logotherapy, but it's not really. I mean,
That's cool.
it was more about like somebody can add in if they want, but what I got out of reading it in college was like, by recognizing what choices you have, even within a very, very limited environment, like you feel happier. So in his anecdotal experience, like people who were able to recognize even small choices that they had longer lifespans and were able to endure even really terrible situations.
So I feel like social work, I majored in social work in college because 2 reasons. I couldn't even fathom taking calculus. I took a math class that was like the most basic algebra class they had, and I had to cheat to pass it, which was just part of like getting through college. I have no shame about how much I cheated because I started cheating in math in 1st grade. The very first bit of math I liked, and then it went so fast I had to start cheating immediately. So anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, so I couldn't do that. So because I couldn't take calculus, all of those majors were out. And then I went to social work and I was like, I like this. I like what they're talking about. And then I like really fell in love with all of my professors. One was boring, but the rest of them were wild, and their concepts of life were wild. And they would say things like, if you are good at social work, you will put yourself out of work. You will no longer have a job. Like you should be able to fix a situation and that job no longer exists. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly the opposite of what anyone else in college is telling you. They're like, get a job. Anyway. And I feel like so many of the lessons that I learned in social work were just yoga lessons, but they were calling it social work. And one of them is that if you only have 2 choices, it's actually conflict because it's like this or this, this or this. As soon as you have 3 choices or more, you actually have choice. So we were always taught to give people at least 3 options and hopefully more. And that could be on anything from living situations to, it could actually be anything. So even parenting, I would tell Sabian, he'd be like, I'm hungry, what can I eat? And I'm like, well, I could make a pancake, or you could have macaroni and cheese, I'm only naming starches, or you could have ice cream with sprinkles. And he would, because I was constantly throwing in some absurd food, he would be like, pancake. And I'd be like, okay. And then I'd make him a pancake. And
Kathy, you do this when you're leading asana too, You go choice 1, blah, 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 blah. Choice 2,
yeah,
whatever you want.
I never thought about that, but you're right. So Sabian would have his friends come over and they would go wild. They would be like, can we make cookies? And I'm like, sure, yeah, give me 10 minutes and then we can all make cookies. We would make sugar cookies, we'd make chocolate chip cookies, whatever. And sometimes they would come over and they would walk in the door and literally be like, can I have ice cream? And I'm like, yeah, go for it. Like, go ahead. But at their house, things were like constantly being rationed, or they're only appropriate at a certain hour, or something like that. And I remember the day that his friend Kendall ate so much ice cream she pretty much never asked for it again here.
Hey, excuse me, I gotta go. I gotta eat.
Yeah, because it's 11. We all gotta go. I love you. Bye, Duncan.
Love everybody.
Wait, Duncan, one
Yeah?
last thing I just wanted to say to you.
Yeah?
Play-Doh.
No, Tina,
Yeah.
what about the word donut?
Oh, that's so good. I think the common denominator is dough. If there's dough in it, it's great.
I'm about to go eat some toast. So yeah, all right. See you, everybody. Love you guys.
Bye,
Bye.
Duncan. Love you. Does anyone else have anything to share or say?
No, this is my favorite day of the week.
Aw. Yeah.
This was really lovely. Thank
I
you.
felt like today that I was stiff, but I wasn't like injured, like, ow, that hurts. I was just like, whoa, I am so stiff. This is such a different experience. So yeah, Saturday is my favorite yoga. Every yoga session, it turns out to be my favorite yoga session. But I do love the chatting.
Me too.
Yeah. All right. I love us. Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you.
Bill, I love you. Ruben, I love you. Kirsten, I love you. Marga,
Love
I
you.
love you. And everyone you love. Sarah, I love you. Maya, I love you. Rocky, I love you. Naya, I love you. Gina, I love you. Maria, I love you. And Maureen, I love you. Love you. Bye.
I love you.
Love you.